Hi, and welcome to the MAPsignals Big Money video series. You want to know what really moves stocks? It's the big money. And what is that all about? Well, you're about to find out.
So as we're talking about big money, let's go ahead and start talking about hedge funds.
Ooh.
And what those do. I mean, that's like a dark, scary word. What is a hedge fund, right? When you and I were on these trading desks, we'd have these hedge funds. They would call up, right? They call their salesperson and they look for some interest. They're like, hey, where can I buy XYZ stock?
Right.
And so what we would do is we would try to find a natural seller. And interestingly enough, the hedge fund might be working the order with us. They could be working it with other brokers. They could be doing a whole host of things. The funny thing is a lot of times they would only show you a part of their picture. So only a little bit of their order. So whereas he might say, hey, I want to buy 50,000 shares of stock, his order might be for 2 million shares.
Right. And if you want to know more about that, you look at our first video in this Big Money series where we talk about that big order that gave us the aha moment. And let's talk about these hedge funds for a second, right? Why is it important for us to try and figure out what they're doing? Well, think about it this way. These hedge funds are managing hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions of dollars. If you manage $20 billion, right, and you're earning fees just for waking up and showing up to work every day, you can employ an army of researchers. You can have 10 analysts working 80-hour work weeks, talking to corporate executives, getting insights, going to trade shows, doing all sorts of research. We could never do
So
it,
access that we can't have.
No.
Okay.
Or you. Like, no, it's virtually impractical, impossible for us to replicate that, right? So they go and they're always looking for an edge and they're trying to exploit that. They have their research people. All of a sudden they come up with an idea, right? I want to buy this company and I want to bet big because you know what? I'm managing $20 billion. I'm not buying 10,000 shares. I'm buying millions of shares because for it to be meaningful and to make a meaningful amount of money, you got to play big. So that's where we came in, trying to put these orders together. And when we saw it happening, right, we realized the impact that these big players could have. And that's why we wrote these formulas to find this order just like this. Because when guys like Carl Icahn are on TV saying, oh yeah, I'm disclosing my stake in Apple because I bought a bunch of Apple. Well, guess what? He didn't tell you before he bought it. He waited until he was done. So now everybody rushes in and buys it, right?
Listen, these guys, they start buying it at 25 bucks. Sometimes by the time they're done, it's 34 bucks, right? And everybody's telling about which candle did what. But quite honestly, it's all about the supply and demand, right?
These are big stocks, big liquid stocks, sometimes not. But that's what this big money stuff that we do is looking for, sniffing out people like that who are trying to keep it quiet. Just really fun, cool stuff. We're going to talk more next time.